Guys, Michael at Chuck's Trucks. Today we're installing an AIRAID cold air intake system on a 2011 Ford F150. This F150 has a 5.0 power plant. We've already done the EcoBoost, so now it's time to switch it up a little bit. Pretty simple install. I'll walk through all the basics with you, and hopefully you can install one yourself. Alright, your first step of this install is remove your negative battery cable. After you've got your negative battery cable disconnected, you're going to disconnect two breather hoses. That guy right there, and you've got another one on the bottom. It's a little difficult to get to, so go ahead and disconnect your hoses at the clamps first. Voila! After you get your hose off, the next thing you want to do is go ahead and disconnect your mass airflow sensor from your air box. And then you're going to pop the clips down on the bottom air box. Take off your top, like so. And then you'll remove your factory breather as well. So after you get your stock intake box out, the next thing you want to do is go ahead, unpack all your items that come in the box. We're going to be putting together these guys right here. These are going to make up your replacement intake box. We're going to have 4 of these little screws right here, as you see, with washers. And then they're going to have lock nuts with them. So go ahead and take your box and put it together. After you have your replacement box, or as AIRAID calls it, your quick fit panels assembled, the next thing we're going to do is take the air meter tube, this guy right here, and it is going to install just like so. And then they give you, again, 2 more bolts with washers. That's what this assembly looks like when it's assembled. With the meter tube installed into the quick fit panels, now we've got to transfer our mass airflow sensor into the quick fit tube. For those of you at home that are just researching this before you do the install or order the part, one or the other, your factory tube is going to come with Torx bit screws, like these guys right here. It's basically a little star pattern. The size is going to be a T20 Torx bit. You can actually get one of these guys at your local auto parts stores, even fitting for the end of a socket like this. So just remove that carefully. Mass airflow sensors are sensitive. The element inside of them, if you drop it, you can damage it, thus having to buy a new sensor. That's the sensor once it's removed. Once you have the sensor out, this is what it looks like. Now when you go to install the sensor into the tube, you want to make sure that the little open cavity right here with the element that you see right there in the middle is facing towards the intake box. And then you just install your bolts that AIRAID provides. There's just going to be a couple little Allen head bolts. So your next step is to take your intake tube. You're going to take this small grommet, and we're just going to place it in this hole right here. Your next step after that is to take this PVC piping, insert it down in there. Okay, so we've got that installed. Your next step, you've got another piece of fitting. That's just going to go in the threaded portion here. And then that is your tube. With the tube completely assembled, you'll take your reducer, like so. And it can be a little bit of a challenge. It's a very tight fit. Just go ahead and snug it on there. That way it's even all the way around. And you'll slip your clamp over it. With your box fully assembled, you're going to take your new box and insert it onto the factory box. And then you'll take your clips and clip them on there. And your new air box is installed. After you have your air box installed, take your hump hose and you're going to insert it onto the end of this tube here and tighten your clips down. Alright, once you're at that point, take your tube. It's easiest to fit it onto the throttle body first and then into your air box. Gently drop it down into the intake tube. Might take a little finesse, it's a pretty tight fit. slide it on there. Tighten that up. With your filter on there, next thing you do is take the weather seal and apply it to the air box. Make sure you do it in one piece. Don't cut it. After you attach your negative ground cable, go ahead and start the truck. Make sure that there's no kind of check engine lights. As always, pretty easy install. I get caught saying the same thing over and over. My guys give me crap for it, but oh well, it works. But in all honesty, extremely easy install. All you need is basic hand tools, nothing too difficult about it. You're going to notice an increase in horsepower, torque, throttle response. You're going to get a little bit more beef underneath the hood with all that factory baffling taken out of that stock intake. If you want to look into AIRAID products, just go to www.chuckstrucks.com. You can shoot us an email. We'll be glad to answer your questions. And if you have any more specific installation questions, feel free to give me a ring at michaelb@chuckstrucks.com. It's MICHEALB@chuckstrucks.com. I'll always be glad to help you. And again, thank you for watching.